There comes a time in every country's history where pivotal change and development is spearheaded by visionary leadership and direction. A time for deliberate moves to strengthen all sectors of the country, creating linkages and synergies, promoting expansion and growth on unprecedented levels. A time for radical thinking and decision-making to cultivate, renew, preserve and sustain economic growth and prosperity. This is the hallmark of the Alan Chasney-led government and its commitment to building a new Saint Lucia. Building a new Saint Lucia means breaking the mold of traditional thought, restructuring the economy, and putting us on a path to growth. A path designed to provide opportunities for young people to be in a better position to find jobs, own their own homes, and play a vital role in the development of Saint Lucia. This path will give farmers the ability to earn more to support their families and provide more jobs in the construction and tourism industries. It will ensure that every Saint Lucian has access to affordable, quality healthcare and make travel into and around our country safer and more comfortable. Since 2016, there has been major focus on our country's growth and development in several areas such as healthcare, infrastructure, tourism, education, and the fiscal economy. The new Saint Lucia, where everyone benefits, is starting to take shape. Let's take a journey on the road to development. To build a new Saint Lucia, the government needed to first put the country on the right track financially. This meant removing the constraints to growth, like seeing a reduction in the value-added tax by 2.5%, financial relief to manufacturers, and an amnesty on outstanding hospital bills, just to name a few. The government also introduced legislation to encourage the building of headquarter offices in Saint Lucia, and in some cases, teamed up with the private sector to encourage employment. Cumulatively, the economy has grown by 8% from 2016. This is because government's revenue continues to rise, as Saint Lucia recorded just over 1.2 million visitors in 2018, together with an increase in our export revenue due to the expansion of banana production and export, as well as other cottage industry production. This and more has caused the government's revenue to grow by 6.4%, thus contributing to a decline in our debt-to-GDP ratio from 67.7% in 2015 to 64.9% in 2018. The government is pleased with the progress that has been made towards economic growth and reducing the debt-to-GDP ratio. More so, we see a general decline in unemployment rates. In 2017, unemployment fell by 7 percentage points from 23.2% to 16.2%. Today, the rate averages at 20.2%, with youth unemployment averaged at 36.6% in 2018 compared to 38.5% in 2017. All indicators suggest that the fiscal economy is well on its way to supporting the journey to building a new Saint Lucia. Over the past 3 years, the government of Saint Lucia has embarked on a major infrastructure development strategy, recognizing that our roads, air and seaports face 3 common issues: poor physical condition, limited capacity, and poor connectivity that makes the country highly vulnerable in the event of extreme weather conditions. The goal, therefore, is to enhance Saint Lucia's infrastructure to support economic activity in tourism, agriculture, retail, and trade. With this in mind, the government has over the last year embarked on major improvements to the road network and infrastructure. The air and seaports have also been given much attention. The extension of port trees to accommodate larger cruise ships has also been completed, and focus is now being placed on the development of the port in Viewfort, as well as the Hiranora International Airport. Other areas of focus include the rehabilitation of the Millennium Highway and the West Coast Road, development of a cargo and container facility at Cul-de-sac, and the redevelopment and expansion of the Hiranora our international airport to handle 1 million passengers by 2022. The government has also made significant strides at completing some major infrastructural projects like the Monrepo Park, Soufre Beach Park, Sun Valley Park in Bexar Mark, repairs to the Badalil, the Roseau Jacmel Road, Choiseul Village Main Road, the Tomazo Bridge, and the Canaries Bridge, just to name a few. The water sector has also been given priority, with major water projects in Dennery and Vieux-Fort earmarked for this year, making it possible for every Saint Lucian to have access to a clean and steady supply of water. A place where every citizen can access affordable quality healthcare is an important pillar to the foundation of building a new Saint Lucia. The government has created and started to implement the Health Strategy Focus. This strategy encompasses a national health insurance and smart healthcare facilities island-wide. In addition, this strategy ensures the full operation of the OKEU hospital, which is now more than 70% complete. We will also see the completion of the St. Jude's and the new Soufre Hospital. To achieve the strategic health outcomes over the medium to long term, the Department of Health and Wellness shall pursue the following healthcare sector drivers: design and implement the national health insurance, ensure the strengthening of primary and public health too, ensure every child gets their full vaccines, increase effectiveness of our prevention of non-communicable diseases, strengthen the quality of primary wellness centers and medical centers. This present government has spent more money than any other in the past on the refurbishing and upgrading of schools around the island. Over $25 million has been spent on our long neglected schools in the last 3 years. More so, the government has also adopted an ICT in education policy for Saint Lucia. A test program on learning on tablets will also be rolled out this year, which will allow parents to save thousands in textbooks cost. We see the launch of GINet, free Wi-Fi in Castries Central, Dennery North, Canaries, Micoud North, and Vieux-Fort. E-testing has also become a reality as schools are being furnished with internet and computers, thus making learning more interactive and in keeping with regional and international testing standards. Curriculum review forms part of the major assessment of the education system. Strides are being made to diversify options for learning as we see the opening of the first ever Saint Lucia Sports Academy, where young persons who have been identified as gifted and having potential in sports can receive a normal education as well as the constant, dedicated training they need to excel athletically. Other achievements in education include the introduction of computer coding and robotics in schools, upgrading of technical labs at secondary schools, opening of the new blocks B and C at the Choiseul Secondary School, which includes a sick bay, chemistry and physics labs, as well as a music and theater room. Building a new Saint Lucia means reinforcing vital sectors like agriculture with the support and resources they need so farmers can maintain their families, secure our food production, create linkages with the tourism and retail sector so they can live thriving, comfortable lives. The agriculture sector is showing expansive growth and high levels of production. Despite the negative impact of climate change, Saint Lucia still recorded a 5.8% growth of banana sales to the UK market, experiencing growth of 7.6% in revenue for 2018. From 2016, we've seen specific growth in the acreage of banana cultivation, an increase in the number of farmers growing and exporting to the UK from 1,117 acres to 2,669 acres in banana cultivation. We see an increase from 230 to 643 farmers operating and an increase from 195 farmers selling fruits to the UK to 291 farmers presently significantly. More so, we see the budget for agriculture doubled, the implementation of an insurance and pension plan for farmers, opening of an agro-processing plant, and a cocoa micro-fermentary in Alger. Agriculture roads in Soufrière, Dennery and Micoud are developed, new markets in London and France secured, and continued support for the Youth Agri-Entrepreneurship Project are all part and parcel of the broad vision of strengthening, supporting, and enhancing the agricultural sector as we pave the way to building a new Saint Lucia. The government has sought to achieve a holistic approach in improving national security and justice. This approach will include better policing, greater efficiency in the legal system, the rehabilitation of offenders, and the strengthening of the justice system. Crime prevention and detection has been given major investment as we see the implementation of the Safe City CCTV project in Castries, which has been allotted $5.8 million, of which $1.8 million has been allocated for 2019-2020. Over the past 3 years, the police have been provided with more than 20 new vehicles and 5 new motorcycles, the hiring of more police officers, an addition of 4 marine police vessels for daily operations, and the building of a new police headquarters. The government in 2016 sought to appoint a new Director of Public Prosecutions, having met the position vacant. The office of the DPP was also strengthened and a full slate of prosecutors within the office were appointed. Other major achievements in national security and justice include the opening of the forensic lab, introduction of city police, appointment of more judges and magistrates, an EC 1.2 million fire appliance acquired to be used at the airport to receive an international rating, the opening of the Babonneau fire station, and restored operation of the radar system. As a key economic pillar for future growth, the government has also been giving much attention to tourism. With upgraded international marketing strategies and campaigns, we continue to see tourist arrivals across all categories grow by 10.2% to register a new record of over 1.2 million visitors in 2018. The government has also embarked on an ambitious village tourism program to ensure more Saint Lucians are directly involved in tourism and are incentivized to become entrepreneurs and reap greater benefits from the sector. The linkages of tourism, agriculture, and the creative sector is a critical element to this paradigm shift. Uniquely tied to the expansion of the tourism industry is the amount of robust interest and investment in Saint Lucia over the past 3 years. We have seen the opening of the Harbour Club and the Royalton, employing several Saint Lucians. Several groundbreakings have taken place around the island, like the Domain Resort in Choiseul and Cabot St. Lucia Golf Resort at Point Hardy, Cap Estate, which will feature an 18-hole golf course called Cabot Point and resort amenities like a clubhouse, 50-room boutique hotel, 3 restaurants, retail shops, a spa, and upscale homes. Other initiatives and projects include the training of over 260 hospitality workers and the completion of the first phase of the Pearl of the Caribbean, the horse racing track, with the first official race slated for December 13, 2019, dubbed the Peters Cup. To be progressive means to favor change, improvement, and reform. The government has ensured that Saint Lucia is rising to the challenge. This journey towards this progress must involve all Saint Lucians and all levels of society at home as well as the diaspora as we work together to building a new Saint Lucia. The journey continues.